And if you're a fan of Game of Thrones, you'll probably be busy Sunday night. The fourth season of HBO's big hit is set to wrap up. Given all that buzz, we wanted to know how the show protects its plot secrets. How do they keep everybody to keep their mouths shut? Well, senior West Coast correspondent Jon Erlichman in L.A. with that story. Do you have any spoilers for us?
Oh, my gosh. You know, I fear death, you know, by sword. No, I got nothing.
If you
I got nothing,
you got
Betty.
nothing. All right, Jon.
Yeah. Oh, you know, what's interesting about Game of Thrones, Betty, is that it's not just one of the biggest shows on television right now. It has quickly become one of the biggest shows in the history of HBO. It's right up there with Sopranos. One of the great lines I like that you hear sort of in comparison is people will call it Sopranos with swords. Huge social media buzz. You know, the rise of HBO Go, so you can watch HBO on different devices, has allowed this show to flourish. So I think technology has helped the show to flourish. But additionally, you know, with a show like this, you ask the question, how do they keep the secrets from getting out? Especially at a time when you've got Netflix on the rise, the binge viewing that you see with their original shows. In the case of HBO, you know, there is this anticipation that builds every week, and yet they're able to keep it all secret. So we spoke to Alex Graves, who's one of the directors of HBO. They need several directors for Game of Thrones because it's such a big production, and he told us how they keep everything hush-hush.
I think everybody who makes the show loves the show so much that, you know, they're very dedicated to it. It's a labor of love now, and they're very careful and tight-lipped. But also it goes both ways in that I find that most people don't want to know because they want to have the surprises that the show is bringing them.
Well, it sounds like you want to know, so maybe he's wrong there.
I do want to know. However, in the meantime, Jon, you know, we talked about this actually earlier this week with another program, Orange is the New Black. How does HBO prevent piracy? Because their program is pirated to the tune of, what, 1.2 million downloads or something?
It's pretty incredible. So I guess the answer is, to a certain extent, they don't. They don't protect it. I mean, look, there is a lot of social media appetite to discuss this show, so inevitably some people who don't have access to the show are going to try to get access. And I think over the years, when HBO addresses the issue of piracy, they've said that, in their opinion, it ends up balancing out. For all those people that end up trying to get it illegally, that they are able to get new subscriptions because of the buzz surrounding a show. But Alex told us a great story about how he was working on the program. He was in Europe, they were filming, and he had the entire season on his computer, and he got hacked.
Wow.
So he immediately had to take it off, put it on a drive, because I assume, alternatively, we wouldn't be talking about this season 4 finale. We'd already know.
We'd already know.
What had happened, Betty.
I know, it'd be out there on social media. Are you, by the way, a Game of Thrones fan?
You know, I'm a casual observer. You know, blood and sex and all those things, those are, you know, hard to ignore, right?
All right. Jon, thank you so much. Come on, you gotta be like a fan. You gotta be a staunch fan of these things. Come on, Jon. All right. It's your beat. Jon Erlichman, our senior West Coast correspondent.